Alright guys, real quick video. Release came out. I'm super excited for this. I played both of them when I was younger. I remember when the first game came out, it was for the Dreamcast. I had read previews in it in Game Informer magazine and online and everything else, back when online was fairly a new thing. And it was one of the most fun, amazing games I've ever played in my life. I remember my mom actually sat down and watched me play this game because she was into it. It was amazing. It was just an amazing game. I remember in the apartment we were growing up in Chestnut Hill, in the living room, I had my Dreamcast set up on the dining room table, which is actually the table I'm using in the game room now. And I had it set up there, and it was attached to, I used a computer monitor as a TV. Obviously I had a TV, but we used my computer monitor for the graphics and everything else back then. So I was playing on that, and man, the game was amazing. I mean, it was just amazing. And I remember all the things you could do. I mean, it literally was the biggest open world game to that date. You literally could follow people around from work, from home. You could stalk them. You could do this. You could do that. You could go inside and eat. You could go inside and play Sega arcade games in the arcade. So you're playing a video game inside of a video game. I mean, it was unbelievable. The story was unbelievable. The graphics back then were unbelievable. And then the sequel came out years later, and in the US it was only released on the original Xbox. And I don't think I had an Xbox at the time, or if I did, I traded it in for a PlayStation 2. So I actually had to go and buy another Xbox, I believe, to be able to continue the game. I was not happy it didn't get released for the Dreamcast. It did in Japan, but it did not here. And then I found, I mean, the game was, again, it was a great game, and then that was it. And Yu Suzuki, unfortunately, Sega was going downhill. They were losing hand over fist money-wise. Dreamcast had just died out because Sony's PlayStation 2 demolished it, even though the Dreamcast was one of the best systems, in my opinion, one of the best systems of all time, and it easily could have, if it wasn't for the 32X debacle, 32X/Saturn debacle, Sega might still be where they were. A threat in the console wars. But with what happened with the 32X, what happened with the Saturn, and the fact that they immediately brought out the Dreamcast, they tried to get a leg up on Sony, and they did for an instant, and then Sony said, oh, okay, cool, here's our PlayStation 2. And here's every third-party publisher ever. And what do you guys have? You have your first-party titles, and that's about all you got. So I've waited for the I waited and I waited, and then I finally found out the third game was never going to come out. We were never going to get, due to budget constraints and Sega not wanting to finance it because it didn't do well. I mean, look, the game got commercial praise. The game got reviews were 9s and 10s and everything else. Cult following, but not enough people bought it to justify spending $40 to $50 million to make a third game. That's, I think, how much it cost to make the first game. If I recall correctly, it was about 40 to 50 million bucks. So, anyway, having said all that, the third game was never going to come out. Then we get an announcement at E3, I want to say in 2014. I could be wrong. It might have been later than that. So correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section below. I'm pretty sure I'm incorrect. But I want to say it was either 2014 or 2016. I want to say it was 2014. We get a surprise that maybe it was 2016. But we get a, well, wait a minute, yeah, it might have been 20, well, no, I want to say it was 2014. But anyway, we get a surprise at E3. Yu Suzuki comes out on Sony's platform and says, we're doing a fundraiser backed by Sony for Shenmue III. And everybody lost their shit. Like, everybody lost their shit. It was almost like, it was almost as big of an announcement as any of your favorite sports stars revealing that they're actually an alien from outer space. I mean, that's how big, like, the internet broke in the gaming community when Shenmue 3 was announced. But it had to hit its goal on Kickstarter or Indiegogo, or whatever the hell it was on. And everyone in their mother, it shattered every goal like in 5 seconds. And so I also have I think I got the $750 package. I forget exactly what it is that I have, but obviously when it does get shipped out, and I'll do an unboxing for you guys, you're going to see everything. But I did back it. I didn't really see the value in spending $1,500 or $2,000 to have like XYZ bobblehead doll or whatever the fuck was going on with it. But $1,500 or $750, I think, was the max. I said, you know what, for what I'm getting, it's worth it. I think my name's in the game somewhere. I could be wrong. I don't remember exactly, but based on the tier level, anybody who purchased X tier level got their name somehow in the game. I forget exactly how it works. But anyway, today on PS4, and for $30, guys, this is one of the best deals in gaming history. Probably not as good as when NFL 2K5 came out for the PS2 and the Xbox for $20 back then. Back in 04, when 2K Sports tried to compete with Madden, and they said nobody's going to buy our game if it's the same price, even though we know it's better. So if Madden costs $50, maybe for an extra $20, for $70, they'll buy both. And sure enough, they did. EA shit their pants because they realized for half the price the game was 800% better. And to this day, I believe, and a lot of YouTubers and people out there still believe it as well, that NFL 2K5 was literally the best football game that was ever made. I still to this day feel that way. I mean, just look at, I haven't played Madden yet, even though you saw the unboxing video a few weeks back, because I'm going to wait for the regular season to start. I don't play online like that. I'm not in the huge competitions. That's not me. I'm not that great. I play season mode and the story mode, and that'll be it. But everybody's already, Angry Joe is already commenting on, screaming about how it's the same. And he's right. Everybody's right. It's the same fucking game. And like robots, we go out and buy it. $50, $60, $70 for a roster update, which you could probably do on your own if you really wanted to sit there for 10 hours and do it yourself. But that's really all it is. It's a roster update with a minor tweak, and that's pretty much what it is. And like cattle, we go out to the store like zombies, and we shell out money for the next Madden. EA does the same thing with their fucking hockey game. I'm pissed. EA's like, look at this. This is, if you guys have Facebook, you might have seen ads for NHL 19. And this is the beta, and this is this. It's the same game. The graphics are the same. The commentary is pretty much the same. It's the same fucking game. Why are we spending $70 for, or $60 for this game? And look, I'm a hypocrite. Why am I doing it? I have to have OCD. I don't have a choice. I play the sport. I played sports games since my Genesis days. But that's another topic for another day. But anyway, Shenmue 1 and 2 for $30, guys. I'm telling you right now, you cannot have a better deal. To get both games on a disc for the PS4, there's a double-sided poster inside, which obviously I'm not opening this up. I may buy another copy. I'm going to keep one sealed and buy another copy to play eventually. But two timeless classics for a new generation. The saga begins again. Take the role of Jujutsu protege Ryu Hazuki and solve the mystery of your father's murder within a unique open world still unrivaled in depth and detail. And that's correct. Return to the epic saga that defined modern gaming. The best Shenmue experience, updated user interface and controls, Japanese or English VO, voiceover. The world feels alive. Talk to anyone, scour the world for clues, distract yourself with arcade games, collectibles, duck racing, and more. And see, there he is. And an epic legend, a tale of revenge on a grand scale, never to be forgotten, Sega's most requested re-release of all time. Includes an exclusive double-sided poster and a reversible cover. So I'm so pumped for this, to play this again. But as you all might know, I'm so behind. I'm still in MLB The Show 17's Road to the Show mode. I'm in like the 10th year in the game now. I'm 27 in the game, so 10 years in. I got drafted by the Cardinals. I hate the Cardinals. I don't want to play for them. So they suck anyway in the game when I was playing. I literally was a closer. And I'd save like 30 games a year or whatever, 30, 35 games out of like 38 attempts. Not 30 out of 38. It's like 35 out of 38. Last year for the Diamondbacks, so anyway, I get traded to the Diamondbacks because I requested a trade. I want to get the fuck out of there. I didn't request the Diamondbacks. I was hoping the Sox would pick me up, and they didn't. So they traded me to the Diamondbacks, and I didn't want to be there, but I ended up saving last year, the 9th year in the league. I'm in my prime, obviously, pretty much at this point. And I went 50 for 50 in save opportunities, had like a 0-point-something ERA, struck out 1 million people, and I hate the Diamondbacks, so I wanted to trade. Now I just got traded to the Braves, and I have 2 years left on my contract. Now, stupidly, by accident, I didn't want to sign a contract with the Cardinals. I offered them. They offered me like an 8-year deal. I offered them a 1-year deal for like $10 million, and they declined. And I could have sworn I hit okay for declining their offer, and I didn't. I hit okay, meaning I accept their offer, which was like a counter offer. So I ended up signing them for 7 years. I was so pissed. It got me through arbitration and everything else, and I really wanted to take part in the arbitration process, but I never got to because fucking I said yes like an idiot, and it was too late to go back and redo it. So I had them trade me to the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks now traded me to the Braves. I'm going to stay with the Braves. I don't mind Atlanta. I'm going to stay with the Braves for a couple of years until I'm a free agent. Pray to God the Sox want me and finish my career with them. I don't care if we never win a World Series. But what pissed me off about the Diamondbacks, we were 1 game away from the World Series, and we were up 2-1 in the ALD, or we were up 3-2 in the NLCS, and lost Game 6 and Game 7. And then the following year, I was undefeated in my career, and they threw up in the next inning game, threw a guy who was not a catcher in his catcher, and he dropped every pitch I threw, literally dropped it, rolled all the way to the backstop. He had like 10 pass balls in the game. I have it on video, and I ended up losing the game. I struck out 6 batters and lost the game because every guy reached base. Now, at some point I could have sworn that if first base was occupied on a drop third strike, that the batter was automatically out. But apparently if it's a wild pitch or pass ball, it's not. But I could have sworn it was anyway because first base was occupied. I could have sworn that was a baseball rule, but apparently it's not if it happened in this game. Either that or the game is wrong and they need to fix that for next year's, well, maybe they fixed it in 18. I'm playing 18 season mode just concurrently with the plowing through that baseball thing. But after that, I just realized that NBA 2K18, which I thought I was done with, apparently there's a story mode if you're a GM. So after this, I got to go back to that, and then finally I can play God of War. And hopefully I can finish this as quickly as I can, because then Assassin's Creed Odyssey comes out October 5th, and September 21st, I believe, Soul Calibur 6 comes out, if I'm not mistaken. So I got to plow through Soul Calibur 6, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I still haven't even played, and I just realized this is making this video, I haven't played South Park's DLC, The Fractured But Whole. I haven't even played the DLC to that. And I need to do that. So I'm so far behind on my game playing, and finally, and then Kingdom Hearts 3 in January. So the long and short of it is, I'll get to Shenmue. Oh, and then I got Shaq Fu Reborn. I got to play that. So there's a ton of shit I got to play. I don't have time, which sucks. I'm trying to plow through this as much as I can before, and then during the fall season when all my shows come back, which I'll make a video on what shows I'm going to be watching, an update on that. I'll do that later. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Shenmue 1 and 2. Pick it up. It's $30. Hell of a deal. Thanks for watching.